Why, hello there. I'm Rob, one of the founders of Kindaba, and I wanted to welcome you to the platform. So, welcome. Thanks very much for joining our beta testing community. We wanted to give you a heads up about the stranger things on Kindaba right now, the quirks and the workarounds as we're still in testing. When you open Kindaba, there are still a few things that don't do quite what we want them to do yet, and we'd love you to spot more. So, when you go into Kindaba, here are a few things that don't really do what we want them to yet. First, invitations. You'd think that on a page called My Family, which is found here, it would display all of the pending invitations that you need to take action on. Well, not yet. If you've been invited to follow someone on Kindaba, even if you're a new user, you'll need to go to the notifications area at the top right-hand corner and then tap on the invitation. Tedious, I know. So here, I'm just going to do that right now. I'm going to tap on notifications, and you can see confirm your invitation to follow the Weasley household. I tap that, and then you can take action on the invitation. So I'm just going to ignore that right now. So another thing that you can see from the My Family view is the invite button, right? So one of these, this button is really useful for inviting people to follow your family. But sometimes in some areas of the app, when you go and invite someone, or when you're typing into a text input area, the keyboard will block part of the area. And it'll block the button. So let's just say you filled that form in, Weasley. You can't then see the button. So what you have to do is you have to swipe down and then reveal the button. Not the ideal scenario, and not the ideal experience. So another one is videos. If you go to your timeline and you decide to post a video, you will notice that it will display in landscape, regardless of whether or not you clearly wrote portrait or recorded it in portrait or not. This affects the preview, but when you do press the video, it actually does play in full screen. It works, but it's a clunky experience. Speaking of our full screen mode, it is a little bit cumbersome. If you try and comment on an image in full screen, it will lovingly crash the app. So let's just say, here's an example of the input box being hidden. Hello, right? Can't really say that, but if you press OK, no way. It actually worked. Usually it crashes the app. Anyway, after you see a post, aside from commenting, you can also leave an emoji reaction like this by pressing the emoji button, and then you can see people and all the different other emojis, and you can press the ones that you want to leave. If you're on Android, the close button may not be visible. It is there, it's just kind of invisible at the moment. So if you do decide not to press an emoji and you don't want to tap away, you can still press close. You just might not be able to see it at the moment. So buttons. We have lovely buttons at the bottom of the page. If you're on Android, these buttons will be a bit pixelated, so sorry about that. Sometimes the buttons get a little bit sticky, including one that says feedback. The weird thing is that sometimes that button doesn't press. I know, pretty ironic, but the fix is to try tapping onto a different button first and then feedback. So we're going to tap on feedback, and you can start chatting with the Kindaba team. But if feedback for some reason didn't press, you can press on something else, like My Family, for example, and then press feedback, and it should load fine. Weird, quirky bug, I know. So collections. When you share a collection, there are some odd styling issues. We're aware of them, but you might see a weird white background or other wonky things. If you were in a collection like this and you press that little tiny share button, and then you decided to share this collection, it may look a little odd. Finally, not so much of a bug, but something that's a little bit hidden. You can actually create lists of people in Kindaba for easy and quick sharing, but it's not yet in the My Family section of the app where you'd expect it to be. For now, if you tap on Menu in the upper left-hand corner and then tap My Lists, you can then see your lists of family members. And by pressing New, you can then go through, select the family members that you want, name your list, and have it all ready for you. And create your lists so that when you do share something and you say, here is an update, you can press next and see your lists listed just along with everybody else. So there you have it. That is a quick tour of a few bugs and quirks that we'd love to share with you about Kindaba. There are a few more, but we thank you very much for taking the time to check us out. We really love having you here, and please don't hesitate to tap the feedback button and let us know what you think. Thanks.